Hello there. I'm Bobby Cutting, and I will be teaching you how to find trig values when given the point on a terminal side of an angle. For example, when you're given the point 3, 7, you will graph it right 3, up 7, normal graph, finding that point. That will create a triangle, and you will use a squared plus b squared equals c squared, Pythagorean theorem, and that will be 3 squared plus 7 squared, 58, and for that, to find the hypotenuse, you have to square that, which will be the square root of 58, which is no approximate value, so we will just have to use that. Now we have to use these functions right here, sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. To find the opposite, we will go to theta, which is this point right here. The opposite of that will be 7, and below that, to find sine, will be the hypotenuse, which will be square root of 58, as shown by my lovely assistant right here. Cosine, the adjacent point of the theta, which would be 3, and 3 over hypotenuse, which would be the square root of 58. All right. Tangent would be the opposite point, 7 over adjacent, 3. Cosecant, secant, and cotangent would just be these functions right here, just flipped over. Nice little trick. Beautiful. Now, we can simplify this sine and the cosine by getting 7 over square root of 58 times square root of 58 over 58 over square root of 58. Oops. Beautiful. And then the next one that would be simplified would be the cosine, as shown here. Square root of 58 over 58. Now, let me take you over to another example, because if you didn't get that first one, I'll help you out. So, given a point 4, 8, right 4, up 8. Pretty simple, right? All right, so now we gotta square these two, and then we gotta square that sum, and then we would get 10 right here, the hypotenuse. Now, just like the last time, sine, which would be the opposite of theta, over hypotenuse, which would be 8 over 10. Simplified to 4 over 5. Cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse, which would be 4 over 8, or 1/2, if you want to simplify it for yourself. 4 over 10, excuse me. Which would simplify to 2 over 5. Tangent would be the opposite over adjacent, 8 over 4, which would be 2. Now, for the cosecant, secant, and cotangent, it would just be everything flipped over. 5 over 4, 5 over 2, and 1/2, because 4 over 8 is 1/2. Wonderful. That is how to find trig values when given a point on a terminal side of an angle.